What time do you call this?
Bear time.
Bear time. All right. Morning, Will.
Morning, Chris.
Maggie Harris has travelled to the barn from Kent, with hopes pinned on Julyan Wallis's expertise to save her guitar.
Hello.
Hello.
Jules.
Ooh.
I think this one's for you.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
All right, I think. I'm so excited.
This looks wow.
Broken.
Yeah.
So tell us about it, Maggie, please.
Well, this is an Hawaiian guitar.
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
Right.
It belonged to my dad.
Right.
And we come from Guyana, so
Guyana.
you can see the Guyana stickers.
Okay. Is there a Hawaiian guitar?
Well, I think it's more of a generic term. Hawaiian music could be played on any guitar, but it's more referring to, I would have thought, the slide. You hear that, you hear all these lovely slidey tones, which sounds completely different than any other guitar.
Yes, I remember the slide. He had one of those slides you talk about.
Yeah.
So this belonged to your dad. Can you tell us about him?
My dad was known as Captain James Harris. He was born in 1908.
Wow.
Quite an old dad.
Yeah.
And he worked on the tugboats on the Berbice River in Guyana.
Okay.
So he spent quite a lot of time away from home on the long rivers. But when he came home, the guitar was what helped him relax.
Right.
Sometimes he'd bring the sailors home with them, which would mean a bit of rum drinking. And he would play the most incredible tunes, you know, which I remember very, very well.
Yeah.
It was just happy memories of them enjoying the music together.
Right.
And sadly, he died when I was 15.
So that must have been hard, like Dad dying when he was 15 years old.
It was very hard, yes. He just went to work one morning and took ill and came home and died. My mum was only in her 30s, you know, and she'd been left a widow with 4 daughters, all under 16.
Right.
Yeah, and Mum had a brother here already, so she decided to come over here and start again. So,
Wow. So Mum moved all of the family over?
Yes, I came first, and then they came about a year or so later.
Yeah.
And I decided to bring the guitar with me. But as life goes, you know, you move about from place to place. So this poor little guitar has been with me all the time. It's kind of been on the tops of wardrobes, which is why he's suffered the way that it has.
Yeah. There's a lot tied up in this guitar, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. The family would be very, very proud to see it restored.
Okay.
I've got grandchildren who are doing music and are interested. So this guitar is such a connection.
Yeah, it is.
You know, between their culture and Guyana's culture and their granddad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you like Jules to do to this?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it would be lovely if it was possible to hear it played again.
Right.
But if it wasn't, I think just to see it back into some sort of original shape so that it could be a treasure that could be shared with all the family and passed down through the generations. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I can put my whole hand underneath. Big crack in the sides. And, oh, whoa, look at that. Wow. It's in a very, very bad state. It's like a jack-in-the-box. It's all sprung apart. It's like, you know, and trying to put them all back in is going to be my challenge. So, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Well, thank you for bringing this in. It's been a real pleasure to hear about your dad.
Thank you very, very much.
No problem.
We'll do our best.
You take care now.
Thank you.
OK, bye-bye. Wow.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I know it's in safe hands. All right.
Well. Wow. Never in my 30 years of doing this have I ever seen a guitar that's sprung apart like this. Over time, glues have given up the ghost and just things have prized apart because they're under tension. The neck is so badly out of whack. The neck should really follow the plane of the body, and it's pulled up over the years So I've got to get the neck reset as well as all the main bodywork. It truly is up there as probably the worst damage I've ever had to fix on an acoustic guitar. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not, if I'm honest. It's a real challenge. So the first thing I've got to do is take these old strings off, and then I can get to work.
Arriving next, Malcolm Knock from Cradley Heath in the West Midlands, with a memento of very special times on the riverbank.
Hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to the barn.
Thank you.
What's inside the bag?
That looks a really nice reel.
Oh, it's a fishing reel. I had no idea what it was.
It's my granddad's. He always used that and he used to fish for roach. He bought this when I was very, very young. Must have cost week's wages to him.
What was your grandfather's name?
Wolf Jones. We lived with Granny and Grandad for years. He used to come back from work, he'd have his dinner and I'd have a bit of his dinner. I used to love it. He'd just put like a few potatoes with a bit of gravy on it. I thought it was the world, bee's knees, because it was my granddad's, you know. So it's little things you remember.
So your grandfather was a keen fisherman. Did you ever go with him?
Yeah, when I was about 6, 7, and he'd wake me up early morning and say, "You going fishing, Mark?" You know, yeah. You know, because I just loved it. And I was with my granddad. Catch a bus to Starbridge, get off the bus, catch another one to Kidderminster, and then catch another one to Starport. The granddad liked buses. But anyway, it was just magical to go somewhere, you know, to go out into the countryside. He used to fish the same spot, and I'd watch him like I'd have my sandwich by him, and he'd be putting his maggots on the hook and throwing some in, and it was something really, really special.
Do you think your grandfather was a good fisherman?
Well, when you're 6 years old, he's a world champion. He did win a contest. This is a Coronation Cup that he won in 1952, and his name is on there, Wolf Jones.
Right.
When he passed away, my granny says, "Have Grandad's reel." I think it was broke then. It didn't turn him backwards.
Right.
And the bail arm, which holds the line, it ain't doing its job. It keeps coming undone.
If I am able to get this reel working,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with it?
Must have used it all the time.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if I put this on my rod and cast in the first cast, I wonder if I get struck by lightning, because he never let me touch it when he was alive. But to catch fish with it, you know, it'd be great.
Malcolm, thank you so much for bringing the reel in. I hope I can repair it for you.
Thank you very much.
Right, bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, bye-bye now. Oh, that reel means so much to him.
I know. Memories of fishing, maggots.
I know. Did you go fishing?
I did with my grandfather, yeah.
I used to go with my uncle, who was an incredible fisherman.
Really?
Yeah, I had a magical time as well, so I understand exactly what he's talking about.
What are you going to do, Steve?
I was just looking at that. I think I'll probably give that to Brenton.
That's a good idea.
I'll polish up nicely, I think.
I think you're going to do a really, really, really good job.
Very good. The cup is really quite dented, actually. But I'm sure Brenton will be able to straighten that out and make that look beautiful. The reel, Malcolm did say that it wasn't running freely. I can hear it's really grinding. So there's something rubbing that shouldn't be rubbing there. The bail arm obviously needs reattaching. I haven't touched one of these reels since I was probably 10 years old. And I remember taking it apart and repairing it. So I'm hoping that this one is going to be the same, that I can actually take it apart and put it back together again. I've got to strip this completely down and give it a thorough good clean. Once I've done that, hopefully I'll find out why it's making that grinding sound and why it's not working correctly and smoothly.
Julyan has reached a critical stage in fixing the disintegrating guitar, realigning the neck with what remains of the body.
I've loosened up the front, and I think all I need to do is to clamp things in the right pitch, the neck pitch to body, which is going to make it ultimately play well. And it's just a case of getting out the glue and the clamps. So this whole sort of central area, this hub of where everything joins together is solid. Here we go. Perfecto. Hopefully that's everything aligned and solid. Clamping longitude, latitude, everytude. So I'm just taking the clamps off. It's almost as if I can hear the guitar going, ah. Yep, that's looking good. That's going to work. Pretty chuffed with that. Just time to move on to the other cracks and parts I've got to glue together. Brilliant stuff. The body's now really nice and solid, and all the glue ups have been done. She's just where I want her to be. And it's time to put the back on, but I just found that the existing back is the original shape, but over the years, the body, unfortunately, has changed all those years without it on, and it just will not fit. So I'm going to make a new back, and I'm going to make it out of this beautiful piece of maple I have. A guitar with no back is just like a house with no roof. It's completely useless. I must admit that when Maggie did bring this in, I was beside myself. But now I've got a lot more positive vibes and my confidence has gone up. So, that's it. I just need to take this to the bandsaw. So I've rough cut the back out now, and I've shaped these braces as well, and they've got this gentle curve in them. If it's flat, it won't sound so good. That's number one on, there's just two more to go.
Catherine Robinson has come to the repair shop from Warwick. She needs Susie Fletcher's skills to save the bacon of a dear friend.
Hi, I'm
Hi there.
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. I'm Will. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What is inside this pillowcase?
This is Pogo. He's
Pogo.
a family favourite.
Well, it's definitely made out of leather.
It is.
Susie,
Yep.
it's a interesting pig, if you see. Pogo, that's a lovely name. So is he like a teddy bear?
He's a footstool.
A footstool?
Yeah. My grandma got him when she was 22 from my granddad as an engagement present.
Did he get her a ring as well?
He did. I don't know what came first, the pig or the ring.
Ah. What were your grandparents' names?
Marjorie and Derek Bailey.
Marjorie and Derek. Pogo looks like a very old pig.
He is. He's 70 years old. I mean, he's been in the family for as long as I've been around. So as a toddler, I used to use him as a footstool, as did my sister and my 5 cousins. But also so did my mum and her brother and sister as well, use them in the same way.
So at what point did this go from your grandparents to being yours?
My granny passed away in 2010. My papa passed away in 2015. And one of the last conversations I had with him was him asking me, is there anything in the house that you would like? And the one thing that I said was Pogo. He was always at my grandparents' house, and whenever any of us went to go and visit, he was always there, watching what was going on and enjoying all the parties that the family used to have. And he's witnessed it all, so there's a lot of history that goes along with him. He's the centre of our family, I suppose. Yeah, he means a lot. He's very special.
What would you like Susie to do for you?
Make him not as fragile again. You can see that he's been mended before on the ears and on his tail. He's very delicate. He sits on a top shelf at home at the moment, away from my 5-year-old, who would love to play with him again. His nose is the most delicate part, so we have to be really careful with that.
Yeah.
But just to have him so that he can be picked up by children, obviously with care, but to be able to be enjoyed and be a member of the family again without me worrying that he's going to collapse or his leather's going to fall off or, his ears are going to be pulled or,
Can't wait to see what Susie's going to do.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he's very handsome, isn't he?
He is very handsome. I love this pig. Isn't he gorgeous? These are really fabulous animals, and I've worked on several of them in the past, and I find that each one has its individual character. I've had quite a few pigs come through the workshop, funnily enough. Depending on the era of when they were made, their shape changes a little bit as well. The major area of damage is this snout that has what's known as a little bit of red rot going on there. The leather gets really, really dry. All the greases are lost, and then it just literally turns into like a card, feels like cardboard. At the tail end here, although his tail's been replaced, that needs to be stuffed up so it sits up like this. And then finally, tone the ears and the tail to match the colour so that everything looks complete. But the first thing I need to do is give him a good clean. I'm just going to use a well wrung out piece of toweling here and pop some saddle soap on. The key here is just to get this leather in a nice condition. Once I've finished cleaning Pogo, I can then focus all my attention on the damaged areas.
A good clean is a vital step for both Fletcher siblings, as Steve starts restoration of the old fishing reel.
I've now got the reel in bits, and I'm just going to clean it up with detergent. In amongst the dirt and grime, there's bits of grit as well, which could be one of the reasons why the reel was sounding very gritty. So once I've cleaned it all off, it should work so much better. I haven't been fishing since I used to go out with my Uncle Jack. It's about sitting on the river bank and just watching nature. It just makes me think that I ought to go and get a rod and reel and go out fishing again. Once I've cleaned all the parts, I can reassemble it and then look at the bail arm and hopefully get that working.
Steve has given me Malcolm's fishing trophy, or Wilf's fishing trophy to be more precise, and it's a nickel trophy. It would have been quite shiny originally. It's got a small dent there which is easy enough to remove. It's got a lot of damage around the bottom. I can repair this if I can get it off of this base. I'm just going to put a scalpel blade in there and just give that a little bit of a lift and see if that'll... Look at that. There we go. I've now got to get rid of these awful dents here, and I am going to have to get my hammer out for these.
I've got a thrust bearing, and this goes into quite an important part of the reel, and it makes it really smooth as you're winding the handle. The ball bearings are really rusted, and without this working properly, it just wouldn't work as smoothly at all. So I'm hoping I can fix it. I'm just going to see if I can punch out the balls and pop some new ball bearings inside. I've got a little watchmaker's punch here, and I'm just going to see if I can punch it out. Good, they came out a lot easier than I thought. I can't use the old ball bearings at all. They are so rusted and rough. But I've got these replacement ball bearings, and they're stainless steel, so these shouldn't rust at all. So hopefully these will last as long as Malcolm wants to go fishing.
So I'm really happy with the dent removal on the base here. What I've got to do now is to file my hammer marks out before I polish it.
Just need to fit on the bail arm now, and to do that I need to just alter the shape of the spring because it's all being compressed and distorted. Without the bail arm, this reel just won't work because it's the bit that actually holds the line in place. Good. So that spring is ready to go in now. Tricky job. It's really, really satisfying. That whole action is just lovely. It's so smooth. So I'm all ready now to put the spool on, get the line on, and hopefully we can get it tested.
Having successfully united the guitar's neck, body and back, Julyan's final task is removing uneven wear on the frets so the strings will produce a clean sound.
So I'm just going to run my file over these frets now, and hopefully we're going to bring them down to the level of the rest of them. When I first saw Maggie's guitar, I was so in a state of shock at how bad it actually was. It's been monumental. And to get to this stage now, it's like that. Whew, thank goodness for that.
This guitar represents a precious Guyanese heritage, and treasured memories of the father who played it, but it was almost beyond repair.
You good?
I think I am that. That was a biggie.
Okay.
Despite everything, its owner Maggie has clung to the hope it can be saved.
Yeah, hello.
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 How you doing?
All right, I think.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
So, Maggie, how you feeling?
Really excited. It's just a big moment, you know. It's been such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been.
Just to be able to see it in one piece, I think, would be a really lovely reward.
Okay. And you can't play it? Can you?
No,
play
I can't, but I am going to learn.
Oh, good on you.
Yes.
Ready to sit?
Yeah.
Jules, go on, do the honours.
Oh, my God. Goodness. It's all in one bit and shiny. Oh, my goodness. It's actually a guitar. Oh, my goodness. That's unbelievably beautiful. Oh, my dad would be so pleased. Look at that, it's so beautiful. Is that a whole new back?
I had to make a whole new back for it, yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Goodness.
And then the rest of the patina and the marks and the age, the history, its life, we've left. Just
Yeah,
wanted to
yes,
leave it looking the age it is.
yes. Proper homage to its age and
Yeah,
And to your dad.
and to my dad.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Just totally so grateful to you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Do you want to hear it?
Oh my God, oh, this is when I wish I could play, but I'm sure one of you stars.
Don't look at me. I can't play nothing.
Is there a guitarist in the house?
I don't know. Is there?
Well, we're about to find out. I have a little special thing here. Do you recognise one of these?
Goodness, a slide, yes.
Yeah. So this will do the same effect. You want to hear it?
Yes, please, if you don't mind, sir. Do us the
Okay.
honours.
I should be sort of sat down with it on my lap, but I think this is going to do.
Oh my goodness.
Cool, blimey.
Oh. You've taken me back right down through the years just to hear that sound. That's
Rewound.
amazing.
Wow.
Well, Maggie, thank you for bringing us in and telling us about your dad. All right?
Thank you.
And there's a little present for you as well.
Is that for me?
And that's for you. You can learn the Hawaiian style with the tone bar.
Oh, I need about 30 more years in my life, I think, to be able to do it. Thank you so much.
Great to see you, Maggie.
Thank you.
There you are. Take care. Well done, you.
Well
Hey?
done, you.
I just can't describe it because I hadn't heard my dad play that guitar since the 50s and 60s. And that unique sound of the slide on the guitar just took me right back to being a young person again and hearing my dad play that guitar. Yeah, a really special moment.
Susie has cleaned Pogo the pig and come up with a plan to conserve his crumbling snout.
What I want to do is stitch a lining piece of leather to the end of his nose. That will give me much needed strength when I come to pull it back and get this snout into more snout shape. So I'm just going to take my time to go through each one of these stitches and just get that snout fully released. I can then sew the new patch to it and start doing the repair. I've just finished sewing a new piece of leather onto Pogo's snout. I need to now feed this new piece of leather underneath the damaged area here and push it tight, and that will draw the snout back into his face, because at the moment it's all beginning to fall apart. I'm just going to use my modelling tool here and feed the new leather underneath. I've never actually mended a nose before, so this is a trial and error, but I think Pogo's going to be very happy with his new nose. There we go. So I'm really happy with how this leather has gone under the old leather. I can now confidently glue the old leather onto that new leather. Once I've got this first part really nicely bonded, I can start gluing down all these loose flaps of leather and get them back into the position that they need to be. Well, now the snout has fully dried, I can go ahead and fill in the gaps with this leather paste that I've made, with offcuts of leather that get blended down into loose fibres and then mixed with a paste glue very similar to wallpaper paste. The goal here is to make it look seamless and that there isn't any leather missing in that area. And hopefully none of his piggy friends will notice he ever had a nose job. It's now time to address Pogo's tail. Over the years, it's become a little bit floppy, so I think it would be nice to get this standing upright. So I'm just going to undo this seam, then add a little bit more filler along with this piece of metal, which is going to help the tail stand upright. Just teasing up what's in there up into the area where it's lacking a little bit. Let's see if I can get a bit more shape to that tail. Before I go putting any new wood wool in, I'm going to try and insert this piece of metal. I'm just going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So that's the metal in place, and that is his tail looking nice and proud. Just going to pack it with wood wool, sew this seam up, and then I can move on to colouring the light leather here to match the rest of his body. And yeah, he's well on his way to being his old self.
Steve is at the tail end of his repair, but he's not quite done.
Jay,
What are you after?
just need to test this reel.
Okay.
Hold that.
Yeah.
Right, now, right. Take it out when I say.
Take it out.
Go on then, that's it, go on. Keep going.
Okay, like I'm a fish, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on then. Go on. Go on. I'm putting up a fight.
You are, you
Come on.
That is working so well.
You fixed it.
Oh, amazing.
Good on ya. But we've got to make this special for Malcolm.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Could do with a rod.
All right. I'll
Thank
sort
you.
it out.
Brilliant.
No problem.
This fishing reel accompanied a boy and his beloved grandfather as they spent magical times fishing together. For Malcolm, it's a poignant reminder of those halcyon days.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right, Jay.
Yeah?
All right, Steve.
What are you hoping for?
I hope it works. I can't wait to see it, because I will use it. Granddaddy never let me touch it when I was a kid.
But you'd be all right now, though, wouldn't you?
I think he will.
Oh, yeah. You ready to sit?
Oh, please. Oh, so smooth. How the heck did you do that? That's beautiful, that is. When I put that on my rod, it'll be like Granddad's there, too. Thanks a million.
You're very welcome.
It's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
It should be smooth for a long time now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we've got something else for you as well.
It's fantastic. Even the dents are out. Thank you so much.
Would you like to have a go at casting it now?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
That feels fantastic.
So do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, outside, you mean?
Yeah, we've got a lake up the top there. Come on, I'll show you. You take that with you.
Yep.
Come on in.
I reckon the reel is as good now as when he bought it. It's just magical. Here we go. And that's the reel I want to use from now on. Granddad's there with me.
It does make that look so easy,
I
doesn't
know,
it?
really easy.
Years of practice.
Years of
Yeah.
practice.
That feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is beautiful winding in.
Yeah?
Yeah, you did a lovely job there.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And away.
God.
Susie has nearly finished transforming Pogo the pig from poorly to thoroughly pampered.
I've gone ahead and colour matched the ears and the tail and then finished off with a stain over Pogo's entire body. So now it's time for Pogo to have a covering of wax. What this wax does is it helps to keep the leather hydrated. A little bit on the tail there. Let's just get that rubbed in. Actually, I might just use my fingers, to be honest, because the heat from your hands can help to spread wax a lot better than a sponge. Oh, I can already see that this is creating a luster. This mahogany colour is so attractive. Once it's dried and hardened off, I can give it a final buff up, be ready to hand back to Catherine.
Pogo was frail, but adored by 4 generations, from a newly engaged couple to their great-grandchildren. Now Catherine's hoping her prized porker is strong enough to return to the centre of family life.
Susie, you've done a great job.
Isn't he lovely?
Oh, he's so handsome.
Isn't he? He looks so much better.
Better get him covered up. Here you go, a pig in blanket. Hello.
Hi.
Lovely to see you again.
Yes, you too.
Now, you describe Pogo as like a member of the family almost.
Yes. He's been missed, actually. My nephew came over and he looked up at the shelf where he usually sits and said pig, and he's not even 2 yet. So it shows how much of a prominent figure he is to the family.
So would you like to see what I've been able to do?
Yes, please.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's incredible. How on earth have you done that? His nose looks like you just wouldn't know, would you? His tail and his ears match now as well.
Yeah. And he's got a perky tail as well.
Oh, that's amazing. I imagine that's what he looked like when my grandma first got given him. So to see what he was like 70 years ago is amazing.
I wonder if she was equally shocked when she first saw him.
I think so. Will you marry me?
With a pig?
Yes. Wow.
See, I like the fact that he still looks worn.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
around the face, you know, he's an old pig, but he's doing well for his age.
He's amazing. He's literally like he's just come back from a spa,
Yeah.
feeling great. He is the same pig, but just better.
So, where's he going to go now?
He's going to be down on the floor in a similar position to where my grandparents would have had him. I think the fact that I've had him fixed would mean so much to them because it shows how much I really did want to have him as a memory of them. Hopefully it's kind of giving back to the family a little bit as well, that we can give him another 70 years and however more, as long as I look after him properly.
Susie,
Will.
bad news for you. Pogo's going to have to go home now.
I do understand that, but please take him and give him many more happy years.
Will do, definitely. Thank you so much for everything you've done.
It's a lot of fun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know what I was expecting, but not an amazing transformation like that. The future for Pogo is a new lease of life. All of the children now will be able to enjoy him in a way that we could enjoy him when we were children, and likewise my mum and her brother and sister when they were little too.